All right, and one more click later, just to make sure that those two are in fact linked together. But I think the fact that these little crystally things are glowing now is a pretty good sign that the essence from this nexus is now going into that crystal. Kind of like how earlier, that blue one is blue over here, and of course the dark nexus is, in fact, red over there. That proves that it's going to each other. Right. Welcome back, guys. This is Fwip on the BlitzKraft server. Let's have a quick look at the Oculus. Off screen, I've been fighting bosses. The Nature Guardian, for example, that took ages for me to kill a whole bunch of times. But you saw that 2 videos ago, and to get the blue and the green orbs, we saw that last time. You know, the Water Guardian and the Air Guardian. Anyway, I've unlocked quite a lot of things here. Quite a many talents and utility spells, and I've gone online and I've found a spell which should be a very interesting thing. It should allow me to grow specific plants over and over again, and it just seemed like a really good idea at the time. So we're using zone 3 durations, an area of effect, grow and harvest plants. I think this was something Robinson on Reddit that mentioned it. But basically, just Google Ars Magica spells, and that's what I did. So here's all our components, right? Now the problem was, it said there I needed light essence. Now I already managed to make some other spells. Let's open up my spellbook by shift right clicking. And you'll notice I've got quite a bit more interesting ones. The Infinity Mana spell is a very tricky one. It's, well, it's supposed to be self, then life tap, and then heal so that you're able to regenerate your mana really quickly. It instead causes burnout really fast, but does allow you to level up. Eyes of the Vestige, which I've created here, is a blink, night vision, true sight, invisibility thing, but just like other versions of invisibility, in fact, your armor does not go invisible, so it's slightly useless for my needs. Okay. I don't know about you, but I think I'm ready to see if I can actually get this to work. Of course, I'm now missing a blank rune to get the process started. Pro tip, when your Nexus is having some power issues and you don't have a crystal wrench, or in fact know that the crystal wrench is how you direct power, don't break the lever off your crafting altar, then the whole thing will crash. Just right-click the sunstone block or whatever your material happens to be, and you should get your components back instead of letting everything blow up around you. Okay, so the most effective way I've seen of doing this is pressing O to turn off NEI and then just throwing in the specific components that I can see on the right-hand side there. Now, I've had many issues. This is probably my 3rd time attempting to make this spell, simply because the light power wasn't going in here. I don't know if Hannibal neglected to hook it up based on necessity, but since the crystal pillars and the crystal and the essence conduit, sorry, are all in the right places, I assume he kind of set everything else up. So that's the symbol for essence. If it worked, crud. Why is it not working? Okay, if we look in the book, I only need 1,000 essence light. Right? Well, we'll take our Magitech staff. How much light essence do we have? Well, over here we've got in our light nexus like 30,000, and over here in the other one we have, again, exactly 30,000. Is there a potential issue because we have 2 light nexuses? You think that could be causing the problem? Tell you what, I'll break this conduit. Oops. And the essence refiner, apparently. And apparently the ground as well. And maybe that'll fix the problem. That, in fact, did not fix the problem. Okay, let's make sure that this crystal wrench does what I need to do, right? We select the nexus power. Little beam goes into the sky, showing exactly what I mean. Can I just direct it over here to this? I don't think I can because it's too far away. That didn't turn off the beam, though. I really want it to go into this crystal pillar. And then I want the crystal pillar to go to there. Flick the lever. Is it working? I don't know if it's working or not. Examining the Nexus says with not with the wrench, sorry, with I need the staff. Yeah, it went down by 5,000. Oh, good. That worked. I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe I just had to select the other bits too. But in this case, it works for now. So we throw in the TNT. We throw in a green rune. We throw in a piece of bone meal. A witchwood log. I have no idea what I did that really made that a big difference. But something fishy is going on. And finally, spell parchment. And we have the spell that grows plants. Okay, so let's pick a nice little image for that and then rebuild the darn place. At the very least, I know that that one there that charges during the night is fine. I wonder if I didn't complete the circuit because I had to tell... Because the crystal pillar and the essence are just kind of like middlemen, because technically, wherever your nexus is, it's only a 10-block radius, and due to aesthetic concerns, Mr. Flippy Dip right over here, let's just say he definitely doesn't exactly care too much about that sort of deal. Okay, this says that the nexus directly is feeding into the reconstructor as well. So that's fine and dandy, as long as that one is also still working. Okay, let's go and pick a nice little thing. For the flower spell, is there some sort of growth emblem? Yeah, there's a leafy. I can use a little leafy. Tentatively, that's a nice little emblem. As well, a viney emblem might not be bad, but let's go with that. Now let's go test out this thing. You'll notice I'm now level 20. Well, that's because even though you might be a very strong player, you might be able to kill off lots of bosses and get lots of infinity orbs, the issue at the end of the day is leveling up results in your burnout cap increasing, which means you can cast more spells at a time before your spells get way too costly to actually cast, and you'll have more mana, so you need to level up anyway. Okay, so let's try this. So what this spell does is it creates a zone of growth, which with 3 duration... Oh, I have it on diminished. Okay, let's, I switch it to the delete key so that I can change my casting mode. That's probably the issue. Okay, I also have, if I press the delete key one more time, augmented casting. So I could try one of these. It's not a projectile spell, though. So this is able to grow plants in the desert and automatically harvest them as well. Such as the rare desert novas, which Hannibal and I have been searching for forever. And you'll know if you're an Ars Magica player, the desert nova, in fact, is a component in crafting spells and purified Vintium dust and the like. Let's actually switch that back to diminished casting. So, although it is spawning interesting other flowers from Biomes Aplenty, I'm very curious. If this has a duration rate of 3, how long does that take on augmented casting mode? It probably wasn't meant to be as strong as that. But this is just one of the other things that you can do with Ars Magica, apparently. I've already got 5. That's a lot more than I started out with, that's for sure. I guess I'll keep that right here. It's only spawning flowers that could spawn in this biome, of course. For some reason, that includes the blue orchid. I'm really curious as to see some other stuff. Here, let's have a look at that other spell we had, which should take my life and give me back mana. I'll put that on maximum, maybe, or at least a little higher. Oh, instant burnout. Yeah, okay, maybe that's why this one should be kept to smaller. I'm very interested in small utility spells as well at this point in time. simply because that's a very good way to up your experience bar, and I'll always need to level up, obviously. But big expensive spells that disarm my opponents, blind them, teleport them randomly, etc. are always also an option. Man, this is going forever. Alright, so the next spell we're going to need will take some Earth Essence, which I have, of course, refining right here. How's it doing? And yeah, we got it all. Interestingly enough, even though I have all of the aspects, sometimes you'll have stuff left over like obsidian or arcane ash, it seems. Weird, very weird. I thought it was an exact science refining things, but no. Anyways, we are here today to start off this spell, which I will let you know is a quarry one, and I'll have a look at that right after we're done throwing in all the components just to show you how it's done. And again, if you're wondering where this came from, the internet is a fine source of both information, community suggestions, and terrible ideas. So hopefully, I'm testing this one out that I saw online. Hopefully, it'll work for what we need it to do. I don't even know what exactly we need. Oh, I'm out of air essence. Do we have any more air essence? Oh, wait, it's on my hot bar. Silly me. It's right down there. Okay, I could have just caused myself to destroy the entire altar by accident because, again, while you're in the middle of crafting these things, you do not want to stop making them. A compass, or 3, because, of course, the middle of this recipe, which may or may not be necessary, is 3 different gravity buffers, which the author of this spell suggested should make the quarry spell that we're working on here go downwards. Uh-oh. What do you mean, no? Oh, dear. We're going to need to be wrenching this again, I think. Otherwise, we do have that problem again with things not quite adding up. Exactly right. Okay. If the problem is 2 different sources of essence, which may or may not be the case, the answer would be destroy this one. Because either on or off screen, I decided to link everything. Dark, light, neutral, it's all linked to this. That didn't work. Okay, so let's try linking this one again. Which, of course, has, obviously, enough. Link it to here. Link it to here. Link it to there. That's what did it last time. The lever went down. Oh god. Oh god, something terrible is happening to our crystal. We're detecting a massive deficit. Oh, that's not good. It stopped, but that crystal is kind of in dire straits. Um, that is, it did take the essence we needed, but perhaps using that nexus in particular was a bad idea in this case. I don't know why. We're gonna have to look into that. Purple rune, sticky piston. We're almost done. Well, what? Chest. What does the chest mean? Oh god, there was a chest in the recipe and I didn't even know. Let's quickly go over here. We got some extra chests, right? Oh god. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Okay. Phew. Always get your recipes dead on, okay? Finally, spell parchment, and she's done. Oh, another thing is, depending on your level of spell that you're making and etc., you might want a higher level altar. That's what blew the other ones up in the past. That crystal stopped being red and destroyed, so that's good. I'm guessing we should probably use this one from now on. There we are. Okay. So that's all hooked up. I don't know why this essence why this essence quandary happened. It, my only guess is that clearly maybe I was trying to put too much at once, but that doesn't make any sense. I really haven't the foggiest why that would happen. Unless these are pointing the wrong way, and the crystal pillars need to be pointed inwards. But the way Hannibal set this up would suggest that since this one didn't break, that's the correct way. I could be wrong. I don't know. This is all trial and error, ain't it? So, speaking of trial and error, let's grab this projectile spell, which of course launches a quarry wherever I fire. That's, I don't know how big it's going to be either, so let's first pick out the name. This is the Quarry Interspell because I got it from the internet. For a picture, because this is very important. Actually, that's not bad. Good. Now then, the only thing to do is aim it in an area that I don't really worry too much about. That randomly cut up area right here would suffice, I think. Let's double check that there's nothing underneath the ground of necessity. There's in fact a small lake right there. Well, that would be fine. I believe this quarry spell is designed to go until it hits something like liquid. But there's one way to test that out. Fire. Oh my. It supposedly also has telekinesis embedded inside itself. Wait, it's just destroying the water. Ooh, wow. Whoa, okay, we found part of the rogue dungeon. Now, I'm sure if I augmentedly casted that, it might have gone all the way down to bedrock. Right now, it just went straight down. That's impressive. That's kind of scary, though. I'll hide that away in my spellbook real quick. The one thing that I'm really loving about Ars Magica 2 right now is how customizable everything is. Do I want to later add healing and blindness to something? Bam, I've got it. The other version of Ars Magica 1, of course, had like preset beams and things. This anything can be a beam. Anything can be anything, really. Um, let's have a look again. Didn't I show you all that anyway? Projectile, zone, duration, gravity, area of effect, dig, and telekinesis. I didn't actually see telekinesis taking into effect there, which is a real shame, but hey, you know what? Trial and error, right? And what I'm doing with all these books after I've used them is heading over here to my magical witchery room and just putting them on the old bookshelf. So, right now we've got quite the collection, huh? Level 0 lightning bolts, and recently the flower power and quarry spells. Let's really quickly do something really stupid. Grab our quarry spell. How much mana we got left anyway? Enough. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's try to augment this sucker, which we can do because it turned bright. And let's fire it right next to that one. Let's say right here. That did a much bigger area. Still, telekinesis isn't happening. I think it's the fact that the zone is also on the, oh god, it's found a ton of silverfish. Good job, my blade has area of effect. Oh god, we've struck a ridiculous amount of water for no good reason. Let's block that off real quickly. Again, so far as I know, it's all manual. And it actually waited there for me to destroy physically all of the water. Is this going to go all the way down to bedrock? Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Let's see here. All this item collection is really making me hungry. And that didn't quite get to bedrock. Maybe if I had added a third duration rune like the creator suggested. But again, that is a bit of overkill. If you start off the surface, you'll be able to get where you're going. And along the lines of utility spells, I've got what I like to call group sending. A very nifty projectile spell that kind of AoEs. I probably should have added some high radius here. You'll notice that whenever I shoot them, they get teleported to wherever my mark is, which is inside of my dark nexus, which will kill any mobs that happen to go there. No, doesn't murder players, but still, I have the ability to teleport them to my home if need be. I don't know, it's an interesting one. A little bit of a combination spell. So if I happen to be in the midst of swarms of Endermen, boof, free power for my base, because I don't know what you need the Dark Nexus power for yet, but I'm sure that being able to send massive things to the grave is totally a legitimate cause. And I've made some basic spells like I kind of planned on, like this level 0 Rain Banish. Put this into play, and all the rain should stop. Well, it glitches momentarily, but it really does honestly go away after the first cast. Not a big thing on gaining experience, mind you, but you can imagine, for somebody here that likes to record and play his game, getting rid of the rain altogether is a lot better than just making it quiet. And all of these, of course, have awesome names and things. We've seen a lot of them already. Mark is just your special mark spell. A hand dig and a hand light really aren't that useful. I've got here, for example, driving icicle, which, well, let's just say that, well, even though I can put it to middle mode, I believe it does nothing on diminished, and on the middle casting will actually take up all of my mana. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't choose it. It's right here. Yeah, I can't actually cast it even on middle. On small, immediately drains all my mana and is actually unable to be cast because it costs too much. Essentially, what I'm trying to do is do this crazy, really damaging ice beam move, which I wish I could show you, but sometimes you make spells that are just so costly. Well, it's insane. I'm a level 2 magician here in Ars Magica 2, and I think magician's the right word, right? And I don't think there's actually a level cap. I talked to Hannibal about it, and he said, as far as he knew, it just went on forever. So let's see here. What else do we have that I haven't shown you yet? Let's see here. There's the quarry spell, cleansing. Yeah, that's easy to show here. But simpler than that is the halt spell that I made, which should entangle, blind, and drown anything that it hits as a projectile. Now, I've tested this out. It's quite a bit costly as well, but it works. I'm sure it'd be a lot more sensical if that was another player I was using it on, because of course we can't tell what it's like for the cow to be blinded and trapped in one spot. But if I was ever in PvP combat, you can see how that'd be great. Anyways, what I've just created now is perhaps the spell I will end the video with. Area of effect, fling, lots of velocity, and gravity well. That's all your materials, of course. If you're playing along, you don't need to know that. Point is, it works. I'll test it out. I call it improvised meteor. On diminished mode, aimed at this cow, it will create an area of effect blast, which does this. Well, splat! That's right, sends the target 10 feet in the air, and then immediately jerks them back to Earth so violently that they expire from fall damage. That really does ask the question, though. Since this didn't actually take a lot of mana, and murdered that thing relentlessly, what else could this be used on? Like, how much damage does it deal? Pigs, for example, only have, like, 5 health. It's very entertaining. Like, what if we found something that had a bit more HP? I'm sure if we used it on a chicken, it wouldn't work, though, because, of course, as anyone can tell you, I need more mana. I should head back home real quick. Or Or go back to our mana spell. I think that's going to work. All it is like life tap and heal after that, so that should give us just enough mana to be able to cast this spell again. What happens on a chicken? Jerk down to earth, but since chickens can fly, they never actually take falling damage. Such a shame. I'm going to need some players to test out some of these spells on. For example, I'm sure adding the duration bonus didn't actually get me anywhere. No, perhaps right now I should head into an area that is sure to be full of mobs pretty much all the time, which is, of course, the Nether. How would this work on something like a ghast? Do ghasts take falling damage? Usually they don't need to worry about falling, but along came a Fwhip who said, hey, we're going to break the rules of physics. So let's head over here into my... Ow. Badly designed nether portal entrance. I really should add something that allows you to have a bridge. I mean, aesthetics are one thing, and being set on fire is another. So we find ourselves here in the nether. Why am I taking damage in the nether? What is hurting me? I don't know. I seem to be fine. There we go, some pig zombies. Okay, how about you guys? What happens when I hit you with this? Okay, maybe I should have added more radius to the AoE because... there was actually not enough. Wait, am I taking falling damage? Must be some thorns or something around here. Alright, I don't have the mana again, but that's okay. Because we'll just do our little trick to kind of break the game with that. That should be enough. Okay. Now go, meteor! That was interesting. Did not kill. Did less than half. However, pig zombies are one of the more healthy mobs. Little glitch that it has no health left, unless... Did I seriously? Deal exactly half its health? Let's see here. Still not enough. I think the afterburn is making it cost more too, which is the problem because the only way you get rid of afterburn is with time. There we go. Yeah, he died. Okay, that was fantastic. Okay, it's going to take a while for me to get enough mana, so I'll meet you back in just a moment. I wasn't exactly able to find a ghast, but how about a blaze? Is that good enough? Yeah, unfortunately, since they don't take falling damage, they just get extremely mad at you. Which is quite unfortunate. Wither skeletons, though. How about you guys? Okay, you took about half your health-ish? This is more of an entertaining spell on higher targets, I think, than anything else. Hey, you did kill both of them at the same time, though, so it does do moderate damage, half something's health. After all, these things don't exactly have any sorts of means of, well, falling protection, do they? I mean, naturally, they don't. I missed. Okay, well, you get the point. I'm sure a ghast, just like a blaze, wouldn't take any fire damage either, because that's just how blazes and things that can fly work. Ow. So at least these are more entertaining ways of leveling up, if not the perfect tactic. Even my get back all of your mana at once trick, you know, after burns yourself out, then you've just got all your mana. And then you gotta wait for your red bar to go down. After a while, it just stops giving you EXP altogether. That's kind of the trick here. So even if I was to cast, say, something like, oh, I don't know, this one here, Mass Sending, which in fact, if you're wondering, teleports everybody into my Dark Nexus. even that on diminished right now is too much mana because the afterburn is still too high, and I'm not a high enough wizard to be able to cast things with that much more cost associated with it. I don't actually know how good this would do. Your mark is in a different dimension. Well, what do you know? You can't actually bring things through mark and recall through space and time. Well, that's good to know. I'm going to head back to my base. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Whip, signing out.